The room was dim, lit only by the soft hum of the ship's energy cores. Lieutenant Ryan Carter had spent the past 10 hours repairing the damaged systems of the alien cruiser. Sparks had flown, metal had groaned, and circuits had hummed under his hands. Every time he thought he had finished, another error flashed on the console, demanding his attention. And then she appeared. Serena. The alien nurse who had been assigned to the humans after the battle stepped silently into the chamber. Her skin shimmered faintly under the soft lighting, a pale blue that seemed to pulse with life. Her eyes, deep, violet, and glowing, were focused entirely on him. Ryan froze. Not because she was beautiful, though she was, undeniably, but because of the unusual energy radiating from her. It was a sensation that humans could hardly describe, a warmth that seemed to flow through the air and cling to his skin. "Do it again, human," she whispered, her voice a melodic vibration. "I can feel the energy, feel it stronger than before." Ryan's heart skipped a beat. This was no ordinary request. The alien physiology of Serena meant that the energy she referred to was something humans couldn't measure: a life force, regenerative aura, something connected to both her well-being and his actions. He had felt it before when he helped repair her medical units, but now it was amplified, almost overwhelming. "I don't understand," Ryan said cautiously, keeping his hands away from the delicate equipment. "Energy, you mean?" "The systems." Serena shook her head, the movement sending a ripple of light across her shoulders. "Not the systems. The energy between living beings. When you focus, when you act, I can feel it. I need it." It was strange, unnerving, and yet fascinating. Humans had long struggled to understand alien biology, but Ryan had always believed that actions, even small ones, could have impacts far beyond human comprehension. And now, it seemed, his own presence could influence hers. "All right," Ryan said slowly, stepping closer to the console. "I'll try again. Just tell me what to do." Serena's violet eyes softened, almost like a smile. She leaned slightly toward him, her breath warm, almost electric against his neck. "Just focus, human. Let your hands guide the energy. I'll feel it." Ryan swallowed hard and began his work. With each adjustment, each precise movement, he sensed the reaction from Serena. It wasn't like the typical vibrations of machinery or the hum of a console. It was subtler, yet more intense. It pulsed through him, a feedback loop of life energy that neither fully understood. Minutes passed. Each adjustment seemed to make Serena glow brighter, her energy field expanding subtly. The hum of the ship's cores synchronized with her own pulse, creating a rhythm that Ryan found mesmerizing. It was no longer just a task of repairing equipment. It was an exchange, a shared moment of connection that transcended language and species. Finally, the main console blinked green. Systems were online. Power was stable. Lights flickered on in the room, reflecting off the polished metal walls. Ryan stepped back, wiping sweat from his forehead. Serena's hand hovered near the console, though she hadn't touched it. Her eyes were closed, her body humming with the energy he had channeled. "Again," she whispered, barely audible. "I need it again." "Just one more time," Ryan hesitated. He was exhausted. His muscles ached, his fingers were scraped from sharp edges, and his mind was foggy from hours of intense focus. Yet there was something in her voice that urged him forward. Not demand, not command, but a quiet need. Something that went beyond words. "All right," he said, bracing himself. "One more time." This time, he let himself go completely. He moved with precision, guided not just by his training, but by intuition, by a sense of flow he had never experienced before. Each adjustment seemed to resonate with Serena's aura. Her skin glowed faintly. Faint trails of light traced the movements of her hands. Even though they didn't touch anything, Ryan's mind began to drift. He could feel the connection between them, a link that was physical, emotional, and perhaps even spiritual. He realized that the humans and aliens might have always shared this kind of bond in ways that science had not yet understood. Actions, energy, presence, all of it mattered. And then, almost suddenly, Serena gasped. The energy she emitted surged, flowing outward in gentle waves. Ryan felt it brush against him, not painfully, but like a warm wind vibrating through his chest. It was both exhilarating and humbling. You did it, Serena said, her voice trembling slightly. I can feel it. Strong, alive. Perfect. Ryan stepped back, leaning against the console. I didn't even know what I was doing. It just happened. Serena's eyes opened, glowing even brighter now. Exactly human. That is why it works. You are human. You act without calculation. You do what feels right, and it flows naturally. That is why I need it from you. Ryan didn't know how to respond. The words were strange, alien, but the meaning was clear. His simple actions, his focus, and intention had an impact far greater than he could imagine. He felt proud, amazed, and a little afraid. Afraid, because he didn't fully understand what this bond might lead to. Then a sudden alarm cut through the room. Red lights flashed along the walls, accompanied by the sharp sound of the emergency siren. Ryan's heart leaped. He moved to the nearest console, quickly scanning the readouts. Hull breach in Sector 12. A robotic voice announced. Atmosphere destabilizing. Evacuate immediately. Serena stiffened. Her aura dimmed slightly as she shifted her gaze toward the corridor. It's coming from the lower decks. The damage must be spreading fast. Human, I need you. Ryan's mind raced. He had just repaired the main systems, but a hull breach was no small matter. Air could escape, systems could fail, and they could be trapped. He grabbed a portable repair kit, strapping it to his belt. Lead the way. I'll follow. The corridor was narrow, illuminated by flickering red lights. Ryan noticed how Serena's presence seemed to fill the space, her aura glowing faintly as she guided him. It wasn't just light, it was warmth, comfort, and focus. It helped him navigate the maze of metal and machinery, even when sparks flew dangerously close. They reached the lower deck. The breach was worse than expected. A large panel had torn away, and air was rushing out. Serena's hands moved instinctively, tracing patterns in the air, stabilizing the pressure locally. Ryan understood enough to help. He pressed panels, rerouted energy, and worked tirelessly alongside her. The two of them moved as one. It was no longer a human or alien effort, it was synergy, a partnership that transcended species. Each motion he made affected her energy. Each pulse from her guided his next step. It was exhausting, terrifying, yet deeply exhilarating. Finally, after what felt like hours but was only minutes, the hull stabilized. The air pressure normalized, alarms ceased, and the red lights faded. Both of them leaned against the nearest wall, breathing heavily. Serena looked at him, her eyes soft but glowing. Human, you are extraordinary. Not because of your strength or your speed, but because of your will, your heart, your spirit. That is why I called to you before. That is why I needed your energy. Ryan felt his cheeks warm. He had faced battles. He had repaired ships. He had survived against odds that would have broken many. But this connection was different. It was personal. It was proof that humans, even in their simplicity, could influence the universe in ways no one had predicted. He smiled faintly, exhausted but proud. I guess that's what humans do. We adapt. We feel, we act. Serena's lips curved into a small, approving smile. Yes, human. And because of that, I will need you again, soon. Not just for the ship, but for what comes next. Do you understand? Ryan nodded slowly. He didn't know exactly what she meant, but he felt the truth of it. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he and Serena would face them together. The connection they shared was more than energy, it was trust, understanding, and a bond that could not be measured by machines or charts. As they stood there, recovering from the ordeal, Ryan realized something else. This was only the beginning. The universe was vast, full of danger and wonder, and humans were just beginning to show their true potential. And somewhere deep inside, he felt the thrill of knowing that his simple human instincts, his will, his heart, His courage could touch alien worlds in ways no one else could. Serena reached out, touching his shoulder lightly, sending a faint ripple of energy through him. Rest now, human. You have done well, but soon we will need it again. The universe is waiting. Ryan nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility, but also the exhilaration of being more than just a soldier or repairman. He was a human, and sometimes that was enough to change the fate of worlds. The ship hummed softly around them, the quiet aftermath of chaos. And Ryan knew that whatever came next, he and Serena were ready. Together, they had tapped into something extraordinary, something that bridged species, cultures, and even the laws of nature. And deep down, he felt it. Humanity, in all its simplicity and unpredictability, could truly stand among the stars. The next morning, the ship was quiet. The red emergency lights had been replaced with the soft hum of normal operations, and the corridors smelled faintly of ozone and metal polish. Ryan Carter rubbed his eyes as he walked toward the engineering deck. His muscles were sore, but he felt alive in a way he hadn't in months. Serena was already there, hovering near the main console, her skin pulsing faintly with that same vibrant energy he had felt yesterday. Her eyes met his, glowing softly. "You're awake early?" she said, her voice calm, yet carrying a hint of anticipation. Ryan shrugged, trying to stretch away the stiffness in his back. "I couldn't sleep. Something tells me the universe isn't done with me yet." Serena tilted her head, almost like a human gesture of curiosity. "You feel it too, don't you? That pull? The one that says, 'What we did yesterday, it was only the beginning.'" He nodded slowly. "Yeah, I feel it. That energy thing. It's strange, but I think I understand it a little more now. I can feel it too, Serena. It's like we're connected somehow." A faint smile appeared on her lips. "Connected, yes. Not just in this moment, but in the moments to come. You may not see it yet, human, but your actions have consequences beyond this ship, beyond this galaxy." Ryan frowned. "Consequences? You mean like danger?" Serena's expression darkened slightly. "Yes, there are forces that would destroy both humans and aliens alike if they understood the energy we share. That is why I need you. Your instincts, your courage. They can protect more than just me. They can protect worlds." Ryan's mind raced. He had survived battles before, but this was different. This wasn't about weapon systems or shields or even starship maneuvers. This was about something deeper, something invisible, something that connected life itself. "Then what do we do?" he asked. Serena stepped closer, her hands hovering just above the console, tracing patterns in the air that shimmered with light. "We prepare, we practice, and we learn to channel it together. There is a signal, a disturbance in the nearby system. We must go there. It will test us, human. Are you ready?" Ryan took a deep breath. He didn't know what ready meant in this context, but he trusted her. "I'm ready," he said. The ship left the safety of orbit and accelerated toward the source of the disturbance. The stars streaked past as the engines hummed, and Ryan found himself leaning against the railing, watching the light shift across the hull. Serena joined him silently, her presence calming yet energizing. "Do you ever wonder why humans survive in situations like these?" she asked suddenly, her voice a soft murmur. Ryan thought for a moment. "I guess because we have to. We don't always have the best equipment, the best technology, or even the best plan. But we keep going. We adapt. We survive because giving up is not an option." Serena's eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the starlight outside. "Yes, human. That is why I called to you yesterday. That instinct, that will to act without hesitation, is rare. Most of my kind rely too much on calculations, on predictions. But you move with instinct. That is why the energy flows through you so strongly." Ryan felt a strange warmth in his chest. The compliment wasn't about skill alone, it was deeper, something tied to the very essence of being human. He had always thought courage was measured in weapons and tactics, but now he understood that it could be measured in energy and connection. In the ability to act for the benefit of others, their moment was interrupted by the ship's sensors. Red warning lights flashed, and a series of beeps announced an incoming transmission. Unidentified vessel approaching, the AI reported. Energy signatures are unusual. They match no known life forms in the sector. He turned to Serena. Unusual life forms, like hostile. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she placed a hand on his shoulder. Perhaps. But fear not, human. Our bond strengthens us. You and I, together, we can face what comes. Trust in your instincts. Trust in your heart. The vessel approached rapidly. On the main screen, a massive ship loomed, black and jagged, unlike any human or alien design Ryan had seen. It was almost alive, writhing with dark energy, surface pulsing as though breathing. Serena stepped forward, her hands raised. The energy it emits is dangerous, but it reacts to our bond. Human. That is our advantage. You must act as I guide you. Ryan swallowed, gripping the control panel tightly. Guide me then. I'll do whatever it takes. The next few minutes passed in a blur of motion. Serena's instructions were precise, though not mechanical. She guided him to manipulate the ship's energy conduits in a rhythmic pattern, focusing their combined energy toward the approaching vessel. It wasn't about firepower. It was about resonance, about connection. Ryan moved instinctively, following her lead. He could feel the energy flowing between them, a constant loop of action and reaction. Each pulse from his hands sparked a reaction in Serena, and each wave from her hands guided him further. The alien ship recoiled as their energy combined. Pulses of light raced across the hull, creating patterns that seemed to confuse the attackers. Ryan had never felt such a rush before. It was terrifying, yes, but also exhilarating again. Serena shouted, her voice carrying over the alarms. We must amplify it. Focus. Human. Ryan nodded, pushing his exhaustion aside. He focused entirely on the connection, on the rhythm, on the energy flowing through them. The pulses grew stronger, brighter, and finally, the alien vessel began to shudder. Energy arcs ran across its surface, and the dark pulses weakened. The ship emitted a final, strangled cry of energy before retreating into the void. The danger had passed. For now, Ryan sank into a chair, breathing heavily. I can't believe that worked. Serena's eyes softened, the glow dimming to a gentle light. It worked because of you, human. Because of your courage, your instinct, and your willingness to act without overthinking. That is the strength of your kind. That is why you are extraordinary. Ryan smiled faintly, still catching his breath. Extraordinary, huh? I never thought of myself that way. Serena's hand brushed his arm lightly, sending a familiar ripple of energy through him. You will, human. You will learn, and you will grow. And together, we will face what comes next. In the following days, Ryan and Serena trained relentlessly. Each exercise tested their bond, their ability to synchronize energy, and their courage under pressure. The ship became a laboratory, a battleground, and a sanctuary all at once. Ryan discovered that human instinct could enhance alien energy in ways no one had predicted. Each time he acted with pure intent, the energy flowed stronger, clearer, more controlled. Serena taught him to refine it, to focus it, to use it in defense and in healing. It wasn't easy. There were moments of failure, moments where the energy surged uncontrollably, moments when they both feared the consequences. But each time, they recovered. Learning something new about themselves and each other. One evening, after a particularly grueling session, Ryan collapsed onto a bench, exhausted. Serena hovered beside him, her glowing skin reflecting the soft lights above. You did well today, she said softly. Stronger than yesterday, but soon. The real test will come. Ryan looked up, curiosity mixing with apprehension. The real test? What kind of test? Serena's eyes darkened with a seriousness he hadn't seen before. The disturbance we felt at the edge of the system. It is only a fragment. There are greater forces at play, human. Forces that threaten not only this sector, but countless worlds. Our bond, our energy, may be the only thing that can stop them. Ryan's chest tightened. He had faced danger before, yes, but the idea of entire worlds at risk was different. It wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about responsibility, leadership, and courage on a scale he had never imagined. I understand, he said slowly. Whatever comes, we'll face it together. We've survived this far. We can survive more. Serena smiled faintly, though the tension in her eyes remained. Yes, human. And that is why you are more than a soldier. You are extraordinary. Never forget that. As Ryan looked out into the stars, he realized that this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, mysterious, and full of dangers. But he also knew that humanity, in its resilience, instinct, and courage, could face anything. And with Serena by his side, he felt ready to meet the challenges ahead. Together, human and alien, they would confront the unknown, harnessing their energy, their instincts, and their trust in one another. The universe was waiting, and Ryan Carter, human among the stars, was ready to answer its call. The alert lights blinked across the bridge, casting red streaks over the polished floor. Ryan Carter stood at the main console, his hands steady despite the rising tension in the room. The alien vessel they had encountered before had returned, larger and more menacing. Its surface now blacker and bristling with strange energy spikes. Serena floated beside him, her violet eyes glowing brighter than usual. Her aura pulsed strongly, sending a warm ripple across Ryan's chest. He could feel it clearly now, the connection between them, the energy that flowed with every heartbeat, every thought, every instinct. This is it, Serena said softly, almost reverently. The test we've been preparing for? The source of the disturbance? It is unlike anything we have faced. Human. We will need everything we have learned together. Ryan nodded, tightening his grip on the console. I'm ready. Whatever comes, we face it together. She smiled faintly. Good. Remember, human? Your courage, your instincts, they are our greatest weapon. Act with your heart, not just your mind. That is how we will prevail. The enemy ship advanced rapidly. Its energy pulses created interference, distorting the sensors and making navigation treacherous. Ryan guided the ship through a series of evasive maneuvers, his reflexes honed by years of human adaptability. Serena's hands traced patterns in the air, stabilizing the ship's energy systems and channeling her own life force into protective shields. You're doing well, Serena said, her voice carrying over the alarms. Now focus. Feel the bond, human. Direct it toward the vessel. Together, Ryan closed his eyes for a moment, letting instinct take over. He could feel the rhythm of their energy flowing between them like a river of light. Every pulse, every surge, every flicker was synchronized. He moved with precision, not just following orders or calculations, but trusting his gut. Trusting the connection that had been building for days. The alien vessel reacted instantly. Its dark energy spikes flickered and dimmed as the human-alien bond pushed back. The crew watched in awe as waves of energy from Ryan and Serena enveloped the ship, disorienting it, weakening its defenses. Again, Serena shouted, urgency in her tone. Push it further. Human. Now. Ryan obeyed instinctively. He funneled his focus entirely into the energy, letting the rhythm guide him. Serena mirrored his actions, amplifying the pulses with her own power. The waves converged, creating a brilliant cascade of light that raced across the void, striking the alien vessel with precision. The ship shuddered violently, energy arcs dancing along its surface. It emitted a guttural alien cry before staggering backward. Ryan and Serena didn't relent. They continued to synchronize their energy, weaving a pattern that pushed the enemy further and further away. Minutes felt like hours. But finally, the vessel, battered and disoriented, retreated into the darkness of space. The red alarm ceased, placed by the soft hum of the ship's systems stabilizing. Ryan sank into a chair, exhausted but exhilarated. We did it. We actually did it. Serena floated closer, her glowing form casting gentle light across his features. Yes, human. Because of you, your courage, your instincts. Our bond is stronger than any threat. The universe has underestimated humanity for far too long. Today, we prove that humans can stand among the stars, unmatched in their resilience. Ryan allowed himself a faint smile. I never thought of it that way. I just acted. Serena's eyes glimmered. Exactly. That is why humans are extraordinary. Action without overthinking. Courage without hesitation. That is what saved countless worlds today. That is what will continue to shape the galaxy. In the aftermath, the crew began repairs, stabilizing the ship and restoring full power. Ryan and Serena moved together, checking systems, ensuring that the bond they had relied on was safe and intact. Each adjustment seemed effortless now. Each pulse of energy smooth and controlled. The AI announced a message from the nearby Systems Governing Council. The representatives, both human and alien, requested an audience with Ryan and Serena, praising their bravery and the results of their actions. As the message played across the screen, Ryan felt a strange sense of pride. Not arrogance, not ego, but pride in humanity's ability to rise to the challenge, to adapt, to survive. It wasn't technology or numbers that had saved them. It was courage, instinct, and the willingness to act for the greater good. Serena's hand hovered near his shoulder. Human, it is time to meet the council. They need to understand what you have accomplished, what humans can do. But first, rest. You have earned it. Ryan nodded, letting exhaustion take him for a moment. He had faced death, danger, and the unknown, and had emerged victorious. And he understood now that humans were capable of so much more than anyone had imagined. The council chamber was vast, a combination of human design and alien architecture. Tall pillars stretched toward the ceiling, glowing panels displayed charts and star maps, and delegates from dozens of worlds watched intently. Ryan stood beside Serena, feeling the weight of the moment. A representative from the Human Council stepped forward. Lieutenant Ryan Carter, you and your ally have done more than repair a ship or defeat an enemy. You have demonstrated that human courage and instinct can influence the course of entire systems. Humanity is ready to stand as a protector, not just of their own worlds, but of the galaxy. Ryan nodded, humbled. I didn't do it alone. The bond I share with Serena, it's what made this possible. Humanity has strength, yes, but cooperation, trust, and courage, that is what truly matters. An alien delegate spoke next, their voice resonant and melodic. We have underestimated humans for too long. Their instincts, their heart, and their courage are beyond calculation. Today, we have witnessed the extraordinary potential of your species. You are worthy. Ryan looked at Serena. Her eyes glowed softly, and she gave a small nod of approval. The bond between them, built through trust, effort, and understanding, had proven to be stronger than any technology, weapon, or strategy. Over the next few weeks, Ryan and Serena continued their work, traveling between systems, helping repair damaged ships, stabilizing energy disturbances, and training others in the principles they had discovered. Ryan found himself growing, not just as a soldier or engineer, but as a representative of humanity. He learned to trust instinct fully, to act decisively, and to understand the true value of connection between humans, aliens, and the energy that flowed through all living things. One evening, as they watched the stars streak past the ship's windows, Serena spoke softly. Human, do you realize what you have accomplished? Not just today, not just in battle, but for the future? You have shown the galaxy that humans are more than capable, more than resilient, more than expected. Ryan smiled, his eyes reflecting the starlight. I think I understand now. Humanity doesn't just survive. We adapt, react, we connect. And sometimes, that is enough to change the course of worlds. Serena reached out, her hand brushing against his shoulder, sending a familiar ripple of energy through him. Yes, human. That is exactly enough. And it is why I called to you in the first place. Your courage, your instinct, your heart, it is extraordinary. Ryan felt a warmth in his chest, a deep sense of fulfillment. He had faced the unknown, saved lives, and proven that humans could stand among the stars. And he understood now that the energy they shared, the connection, the bond was only the beginning. Together, human and alien, they looked forward to the future, ready to face whatever challenges came next. Ryan knew that no matter how dangerous or uncertain the galaxy could be, humanity's courage, instinct, and heart would always shine through. And somewhere deep in his being, he felt a thrill of hope. The universe was vast, full of mysteries, dangers, and wonders. But humans could rise to the challenge, adapt to the unknown, and leave their mark among the stars. Serena's voice broke the silence. "Human, are you ready for the next adventure?" Ryan grinned, feeling the energy ripple between them once more. "I've never been more ready." The ship accelerated into the stars, carrying them toward new challenges, new worlds, and new opportunities. Together, they were unstoppable. Together, they were proof that humanity could not only survive the cosmos, but thrive in it. And for the first time, Ryan felt the full weight and excitement of being human among the stars. Extraordinary. Capable and connected to something far greater than himself.